All right. Session 4, Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. Harrigan will not be joining us this evening, so Agent Maya will be MIA. And we'll figure out where she went in the next episode. We are joined by Mr. Craig Shipman of Third Floor Wars. Check out Third Floor Wars for great podcast and media content, and Twitch and all the YouTubes and interviews and all. I mean, NBC, CBS, ABC, I think has all picked them up. And Craig is going to be playing Agent Mailman.
Yep.
And Agent Mailman was there originally for the brief on August 10th in Washington Square Park in New York, where the whole team met with Agent Marcus. See, I have a cat who needs food, so I put the food on my desk so I can just put it down on the floor. See, easy.
You're amazing.
I see what I'm thinking. I'm firing on all cylinders tonight, Edwin. Agent Mailman, or Craig, had some schedule conflicts, and so Agent Mailman, they catch up kind of everybody on the same page after the briefing in Washington Square Park with Agent Marcus, who drifted off into the airport. The team went to the McAlistar Building to look into the disappearance of Abigail Wright. Not so much the disappearance as much as Delta Green had been tipped off by a friendly about some demonology or signs of demonology in her apartment. And the whole group went into the apartment and was overwhelmed by the massive amount of literally like just crap everywhere. Epoxy to the wall, up onto the ceiling, all kinds of items. It's just not paper and magazine articles. It's physical things that are like literally just glued to the walls and the ceiling. During that episode, there was somebody that had come across a wire traced to an individual that is in the apartment. Does anybody remember the non-player character's name?
Which character?
The NPC?
The
The
recording.
writer? Roger Caroon?
No.
No, the other one. The painter.
Oh, the guy who
Tomas?
The fake
Thomas
painter.
Manuel.
has reffed up. Thomas Manuel. Yeah.
Thomas Manuel.
Yeah.
That's right. And you guys kind of shook him down, and that's when we lost Agent Mailman. Like there was some friction going on, but even before that, I should mention about the sight scene in Washington Square Park that kind of gave the mailman a little bit of the EBGBs, which was the dancing marionette or the dancing clown that disappeared. Fast forward, get to the apartment, wire, Thomas Manuel's apartment, shakedown of Thomas. Mailman's like, I think I've had enough. Departs the apartment building. Not sure where Mailman took off to. As things progressed through that episode or that evening, I believe you guys took a break, or it might have been, was it the same night? I think it was the same night you guys ended up going up to the 4th floor. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And it was led by Agent Maya and Agent Mignon, and then followed by Agent Mantillo and Agent Mosby eventually, going up what would be the 4th floor, which is strange because this is a 3-floor building. Right? We have the main floor, 2nd floor, and a 3rd. And then we go up the stairs where it says roof and open up the door, and it comes into this luxurious lounge, something right out of the 20s. Mahogany furniture, velvety wallpaper, books, wet bar in the corner. But yet the party itself is kind of fractured. There's 2 people in there and 2 others arrive, but they don't run into each other. as Agent Mosby and Agent Mantillo follow up Roger Caroon up the stairs, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Or was that you, Lou?
No, that was us. Because I ran into Karoon.
That's right.
After I asked him where the night manager was, and he said, "Well, maybe he's in the cigar bar." And I said, "Well, let's go."
That's right.
He was not.
He was not. So you guys
Spoilers.
go to the 4th floor of a 3-floor building. After Roger Caroon says, she might be upstairs. Thomas Manuel, I might have hinted to you guys about it. And you leave Thomas Manuel, go up to the 4th floor, and things seem odd. Distances feel off in perspective. You go down long hallways that always seem to be going on, and then there's a couple doors, and there's people that are walking by a perpendicular hallway, and you run down there only to see nothing. And eventually you exit the 4th floor, and through the door that you apparently arrived from, you get down, and you realize when you exit the building that it seems like you've been in the 4th floor and in the building maybe a total of an hour when 3 or 4 hours have passed. Strange. Now it's evening. You guys retire to a bar, and then the next day continue your investigation. And there's been some cataloging that's been going on, which is your main purpose of Operation Alice.
Well, it's at least our main cover purpose. I'm not yet convinced it's our actual goal in any way.
Fair. But anyways, Operation Alice is to catalog a lot of the items that are in Abigail Wright's apartment. And having said that, we're kind of catching up to where we're about to be. So on Friday, August 11th, 1995, you had come across, at this point, some napkins with some strange mechanical designs on those. Around 10 a.m., Mignon had investigated, went to a bookstore, Chuck's Books, to look into some literature. Do you remember what you were looking for, Agent Mignon?
I was looking for any kinds of occult books that could help me out, but I like to just get strange books, and I actually picked up
I thought you were
The True Legacy of the Real Dracula.
I thought you were specifically looking for books by Karoon.
Which I did get. Yes, I did get
one.
that. I'm sorry. That's the next thing down. Yeah, I ended up getting that book, The Night Passage to Eden. And then I read it to see if it had anything to do with what was happening, and it didn't. It was just a science fiction novel.
Yeah, Roger Caroon, kind of a science fiction writer who has been published, has one popular book, Night Sea, I think is what it's called. And then leaving that without any too much of a too many things. I think you might have come across Legacy of the Real Dracula in the occult section of the bookstore. And Eloise, let's see, which is a love interest of Agent Maya's, had touched base with Agent Maya, and found out that she was in New York and trying to rendezvous with her, which is an interesting dynamic because Eloise is a federal marshal who is married, but apparently is fooling around with Agent Maya. And she did some detective work, found out Agent Maya was in New York, and wants to meet up with her a little bit later in the evening, and had a conversation after Agent Maya gave her a call on the payphone after leaving a message at the hotel for her. Let's see. There was the stakeout by Agent Maya, and went to the hardware store to pick up supplies, while Agent Mosby did some water samples and air samples that really didn't come out with much. Strange things had occurred, like things where it's, hey, I took an air sample and left the building, and the air isn't what it should be in there at all.
There was no
It
air.
wasn't even in there.
No air.
Yeah, there was no
in
air.
the house.
Burning splint tests coming back strange.
Meanwhile, at one point, Agent Montijo goes to the art gallery where she meets Marie and Yang. Marie is the curator, it sounds like, and appears to be, Marie is the associate of Miss Yang, who is the curator of the gallery, not the museum, the gallery that featured Abigail Wright's a showing that was fairly successful. And she sold something like 10 of her 15 pieces in one evening, being quite fruitful. And Agent Montijo might have gotten some information from there, but it was relatively low. I think you were searching for the buyers of those pieces, if I recall correctly.
I do believe I got a few buyers out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You stole some Polaroids of her.
And took
pieces.
Polaroids of the pieces that were there.
I think I have this wrong. I think I have 11:30 p.m., which should say 11:30 a.m. because I don't think you guys even went that far.
Yeah, we ended the game at 3 p.m.
Yeah. So you guys rendezvoused at some point during the day, approximately 11:30, to the McAlistar Building, where there was Agent Mignon, Mosby, and Maya and Montijo had shown up there, and were kind of busy doing some cataloging. There was some investigating into the basement of the building because of Thomas Manuel. There was some storage closets, I guess, were in the basement, and in the back it's kind of open and desolate with some pallets and some things down there, relatively clean but dusty. Really not alluding to anything, it appears to the team, very important. And then went up back into Abigail's apartment, where you guys came across a few different things. Sheet music by Agent Mosby, and let's see, I think there was the napkins that you had taken prior have disappeared. They had a little monogram on them, and the mechanical pieces that were drawn have took out of the building, and now you don't have them any longer for some reason. Mignon was busy taking photos, and I think that is where we left off at 3 p.m.
We found the sigil
Yes.
of Person, the demon, and then we ended. That was pretty significant.
Yes. So by chance, Agent Mailman, given everything that has transpired, you know that this is the building that everybody, the center of investigation, it's been literally a day since you've been gone. It hasn't even been that long. So we start in the apartment of Abigail Wright at 3 p.m. on August 11th of 1995. Are we all on the same page?
Yep.
Did I miss anything? Because by the time we get to session 10 or 20, it's going to be a big story. So as you're in Abigail Wright's apartment, mailman comes in. You hear the front entrance of the door open. And mailman, you go up the stairs to Abigail Wright's apartment, and you can hear some of the agents inside the apartment. Looks like they're discussing something of interest. You hear the clicking of a Polaroid camera and the film being ejected out. And so Agent Maya has stepped out for some reason, taking a call, and she has not returned.
So I'm going to walk in, not really say anything to anybody, and pick up whatever we're using to catalog, whether it be pads, legal pads, or whatever, and just kind of figure out where people have left off and just start working.
So Mantio is not cataloging. She's probably seated near the entrance, and she sort of looks at you come in and says, "Mailman, welcome back."
What I miss?
Oh,
What
a lot
did
of
you
dead
miss?
ends.
And I think
Hey,
we could.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Run up to the roof. Tell me what you see there before you spend too much time in this room.
Okay.
Thank
Just
you.
Go right up the stairs
Yeah,
here.
just go right up to the stairs. It's just right up there, and
I
let me
grab
know what you see.
Mailman's arm. And I look at Mantio. And I'm like, "Are you sure we really want to do this right now?" And I'm like motioning to him to just chill for a second.
No time like the present. You want me to go with him?
Yeah, you shouldn't go alone.
No, I thought we all agreed there's no more of this splitting up because there's a chance we may
You
not
all
be
agreed
able to get
that.
back together.
Yeah, you agreed that for all of us.
Because it's a wise move.
Yes. Seems like a waste of time. Plus, it means we have to hang out all together.
So, anybody going to bring me up to speed, or are we just going to pretend like?
Yeah, take a walk with me. Let's see what's going on. I don't want to bring you up to speed until you've had a chance to walk with me.
Okay, fair.
I'm
can
not
all
letting
come if
these
you
guys
want.
out of my sight. I'm not letting you guys out of my sight. I'm
All right.
already done with that.
Come along then.
And then
It'll
I
be
look at
fun.
Mosby.
I'll keep cataloging.
Are you sure?
Yeah, nothing. I mean, nothing strange has happened in this room. We're finding odd odds and ends, but I mean, it's only when you go upstairs that things get weird.
So I'm already walking out the door, hopefully with Mailman at this point.
Yeah, I'm with you. And as I'm piecing this together, that the original plan was to send me by myself, and now I keep hearing all the other agents talk about the effed up shit that's been going on. I'm like, all right, Mosby, I'm gonna let you walk ahead.
Montia, me, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'll walk ahead. That's not a problem. So we'll walk up the stairs and around and go to the door to the roof and see what we see.
All right, you go up to the top of the stairs. You go up to the second floor. You go up to the third floor, and you go up one more flight of stairs. It goes up to jogs to the left a little bit. There's the door with the crossbar. And Agent Mantio, you're leading the way.
Yep.
And you could feel the heat on the door. And you go to grab the handle and you push it forward and it opens up. And as it opens, there's a bright light of sunshine that hits you. It's just starting to hit the skyline as it sets down into the 3:00 hour. It hits all the heat from the tar and the hotness of the August temperatures in New York hits you in the face, and it's humid as hell too. You also get that nice, awesome New York aroma.
So is this when the crazy stuff starts, or?
Apparently it's not happening today. And I will pull the door shut and head back down. And probably running into to Mignon, who's like trying to decide whether to leave Mosby alone or follow us, or what do we do?
I followed you. I was 2 steps behind, and I stopped at the floor, wondering where, because I didn't come down with you guys before. I was like, this is not how this hallway was the last time I was here. So I'm very confused. And mailman, you could see that on me that I thought I was expecting to have like a aha moment, and I'm not sure. I'm definitely not sure.
You guys tell me if you're okay with this. Well, we can have off screen Mignon bring me up to speed.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm just going to give him a few things. And hey, look, you obviously see there's 3 floors in this building. Yesterday when we were in here, there was a 4th floor, and we all came up here. We got separated. Crazy stuff happened, and I'm just happy that we were all able to get back together. And that was my concern, was that if you went up there by yourself and got lost, who knows? And you know, it wasn't dangerous. It was just strange. And now that floor is not here.
Have we done any testing on the stuff that's in that room? Is there any hallucinogenics, maybe something in the glue, or?
Apparently there's nothing. We've done it.
No.
Mosby, you could ask him when you go back down there. He's done extensive testing, and there's nothing. But actually it's worse than that. It's nothing. Like, he takes a water sample and leaves the building.
No. He did a test in the room too and didn't find anything.
Yeah.
He did that this morning.
But even when he leaves with it, there was stuff written on a napkin. We left the building and it just disappeared off the napkin. No idea. No clue.
Have we been able to bring anything out with us was in this building?
Yes.
The physical object leaves, but any type of writing, or let's call it art or whatever, is no longer on that substance.
Well, that napkin survived for a while, and then it just disappeared. Like, I showed the napkin with the drawing to some people at the hotel, and then the whole napkin disappeared.
Okay. So
I might have lost it. I don't know. But then, and we don't know about the pictures, the Polaroids and stuff. I guess we left them here. I don't know what happened with the Polaroids.
There was also a radio that you guys came across.
Yeah, that thing burned.
Yeah, because you ripped it off the wall.
Well, who leaves?
Well, Maya ripped off. Who ripped off the wall? Was it Maya?
Did.
Yeah.
No, I did.
Oh. Sorry.
And the battery juice leaked out on me.
You see a Band-Aid on Agent Mantio's fingers.
So we're saying this as we're walking back down the steps to White's apartment.
In Mosby, were you?
He's in the apartment still.
I'm in the apartment.
Okay, I'm gonna try
get
to
back
find
there.
Yeah, once we get there, that's where I'm headed, is to get up to speed on Mosby's take on things because of science.
Good luck with that.
All right. So when you get back to everyone's gonna be back in the apartment.
Yeah, we're back.
So this is what I found. In the room, chem tests come back normal. Air samples, everything's kind of normal. Sure, the glue smells bad, but it's not strong enough to be creating any kind of hallucinogenic effect. When we take the samples out of the building, whether it be water or air, everything was sealed proper. Done this a million times. I know my business. Took it back to the room. Morning came, popped the lid. The water was gone. Like it wasn't there.
Was the water gone?
The water was
gone, right? And the air
water was
gone. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
so then
shit.
When I saw that kind of freaked me out a little bit. So the air sample hadn't been done yet. I had a theory at that point where I wanted to see if maybe there was also no air in the air sample, which I don't know how the hell that would happen. So I did a little burning splint test, recognizing that if I put that burning splint into a vial that would be essentially like a vacuum, it would immediately extinguish. And that's what happened. So when you take things out of this building, they go. Now I have another theory that I would like to test. And I think your abilities, mailman, may be well suited to this. I think we need to take one of the people in this building and see if they are capable of leaving and what happens to them when they are forced to exit. And I said, from what I've seen, mailman, I think you're well suited to this task. And I am more than happy to observe how this goes down.
Well, what happened to our girl's boyfriend here and I point to where the other apartment was?
Oh, he's still around, I think.
You mean the one doing the recording?
Going well, yeah.
Yeah, he's
So
still in his
Thomas.
room.
Okay. And did you guys find anything out about him? Like I left you
liar.
kind of teed up there.
there's-
Tio listened to a bunch of the. I'm sorry, Maya listened to a bunch of the
Both
tapes,
of us.
and,
They're all
and they were
blank.
blank. They would hear, not that they were blank. They would just hear the sound of, I guess, an empty apartment. At least that's how it was described.
That's what it sounded
With
like.
nothing
Yeah.
else.
And his paintings were blank down in the basement too, weren't they?
His canvases, yeah, they weren't even painted. Just there was paint as if there had been painting going on, but there were no paintings.
You guys get any sense that he was a Fed or something?
No.
I don't think so.
In the beginning, yes, but now, no. There's something else.
All right. So yeah, Mosby, I can drag somebody out of here. Do you have a suggestion?
No, I was going to leave that all up to you.
Have we had contact with anybody else in the building except
Right
Mr.
here.
McPainterson?
Yeah,
We had the
Roger
painter and the
Caroon,
writer.
an author. Yeah,
Where's Roger?
he is
His bedrooms, his room's just down the hall here. It's on this floor. It's at the end of the hall.
Did you guys have a civil conversation with him?
He seemed like he was stoned out of his gourd, but yeah.
Even better. All right. I'm going to go introduce myself.
Hey, let me come. This seems like way more fun than photographing junk on the wall.
I want to see what happens, so I'll follow.
So I'll knock on the
You know,
door.
So everybody is going to Roger Caroon's apartment.
Yes,
Is that the plan?
I'm not staying by myself ever.
Well, this ought to be interesting.
But not staying by yourself or Corinne's apartment. Yes.
All right, you go down the hallway. So you exit Abigail Wright's apartment, and you walk down the hallway, passing the entrance to Thomas Manuel's apartment on the right, and then this directly across the way from Thomas Manuel's apartment is the stairway. You go
No,
past
so-
that.
I know we guys want to go to Roger Caroon's, but it might make more sense if we bang on Thomas's door, because we could conceivably drag him out of the building under the pretext that we want what's going on with these paintings down in the basement. Because to access the basement, you actually have to go out of the building. But if you guys want to bypass him and go to Roger, by all means.
I feel like if you're dragging someone out of the building, you don't need a pretext.
Okay, fair.
I mean, I don't
So,
know.
I
Do
don't
you want
know.
a pretext mailman, or do you just want to grab someone and go?
So I want to make sure everybody is on the same page. So you guys are all talking about dragging somebody
So-
out of their apartment
and to be clear,
and
yes,
into the street.
right. And they have every reason to believe that that's what mailman is going to do based on how
I see.
mailman treated Thomas. Right.
Right.
But mailman has not at any point said he was dragging anybody out. He heard what Mosby's next experiment wants to be, and he says, I think I'm the man for the job. That's
Okay.
the extent. And then asked, who should I go to? So if whatever chit chat discussion is happening there, I'll give it a little bit and then just continue on to where they said Roger's apartment was.
Okay. So everybody
Give it a knock.
Everybody heads down to Roger Caroon's apartment, which is at the end of the hallway. And to the left, I think there's probably, make sure. Yep. So he's way at the end. So you guys go down the long hallway, and as you're going down, you're probably picturing his apartment on the left-hand side along that entire wall. But the entrance is at the end, and you come to his apartment.
Before I knock, actually, I'm going to turn to Mignon and look at my watch and go, what time have you got?
It's about
3-something, right?
3:15.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm going to match what he said. So if my
Visual
watch
team.
was a minute ahead or a minute behind, whatever, I'm going to sync it up with his watch.
Sure.
Then I knock on the door.
Okay. You hear that the echo of the knock kind of go through the hallway behind you, and there's no answer.
Mr. Caroon? Mr. Caroon, need to talk to you. Agent Max from the EPA. We've got an environmental hazard. Want to check to see if you have any exposure.
Is it also true that we haven't seen anybody at all today in the apartment?
Yeah, you haven't heard anybody walking the hallways, coming or going.
Okay. Yeah. There hasn't been any sound here at all today. I don't know what's going on, but it's been quiet. Quiet.
Knock a few more times. Give my little EPA speech. I want to look down at kind of the lock and kind of push the door just a little bit. Am I getting a sense there's a deadbolt on this thing, or is it just a handle lock?
Yeah, it's probably locked by the deadbolt.
Okay.
I mean, you could turn the knob and it turns, and then you push and maybe just a tad and it doesn't move.
And he is on the second floor?
He's on the same floor as Abigail Wright, so it would be up off the street, first floor.
Still first floor. And would his apartment have a window, obviously, at one end? Would it be to the street side or to the inner courtyard?
It would be at the back of the building.
Okay.
Right. And then Abigail's so his is backed up to Abigail's. Abigail would have a front view of the street.
I'm going to see if I can't peek through that window outside, if anybody wants to join me.
Okay. Is anybody going
Sure.
back?
Yeah.
I'll stay at the front door just in case. In the hallway.
Okay. Agent Mailman and Agent Manteo are the ones going out of the apartment building. So you walk down the hallway, you go out of the apartment. All of these buildings are very much next to each other, right? There's
I'm gonna have to go around the block to come back in. Yeah.
You got to go basically down to the corner, take a right, and either hit an alley or that goes back behind the buildings. And as you do so, it takes a little bit, but you get there. And at the back of the building, there are two windows at the floor level. It's a little higher because the basement is down below. And as you could see, kind of as it goes up to the top 2 floors, second and third, there'd be a fire escape that goes up to the 2 upper levels. And there's 2 windows on each side of this building, essentially, symmetrically speaking. It's a very narrow building. And all the windows seem there's coverings over it, either a shade of some kind or mostly shades that you can tell. Maybe there's a blanket of some kind. You're not sure on the upper ones.
I'm going to head up the fire escape. I might need a boost to get up there or stand on something to get to the first ladder, but
yeah, we were up there. We actually shook it down earlier. We went up.
Okay.
We entered the building through the roof this morning, so we
That's
can
right.
definitely get back up there.
So I'm going to go to Mr. Caroon's window. Assume it's locked.
It is.
Kind of a quick look around and then slip of the elbow. Try to break the glass.
All
Nice.
right. Give me, Agent Mailman, so I'm going to guess you're probably not wanting to be too loud. So why don't you give me a stealth check?
Okay.
Unbelievable.
This game's easy. missed
4
me.
out of 10. Unbelievable. Wow. All right. You happen to like, hey, I remember in the TV shows, you're supposed to kind of wrap it up in cloth and then you just kind of get
Yeah.
a little, and it doesn't make a lot of glass noise. And you go ahead and do that, and the sound seems relatively muffled.
Yeah, reach around, undo the window, open it up. Kind of look back, and with the, you can tell by the look on my face, I'm going in. You're welcome to come with me.
I will go in.
Okay. The light that lights up the apartment once you kind of go in there, it gets very dim from the covering of the windows. The only light that seems to come through is just the muted light from the coverings, and then when you move the covering, it kind of opens things up a little bit. You see, let's see. Well, the apartment itself, at first glance, is there's a chair near the window, and then there's a bed and a nightstand. So as you come in, there's a chair kind of down to your right, and then there is a wall to your left. So with the bed sticking out from the wall with a nightstand next to it. And then there is what appears to be a desk directly across the way from where you're entering against a short wall with a desk chair next to it. And then there is a little bit of an opening to the right of that, which kind of hugs that external wall. To the left of the desk is the door that you were just previously knocking at that would lead out to the hallway. The room is probably, let's see, 15 by maybe 20-foot room. And then in the back through that archway, you can see what appears to be a bathtub. And there's no door. It's just an open archway.
So I'm going to head towards the door to the hallway. And as I'm going, Mateo, yeah, I know you talked to this guy. Did you get a look in this place? Look at all at the apartment?
No, it was locked. He was on the stairs actually when I was knocking on his door, so I haven't been in here at all.
So nothing to compare it to. Okay. So I'm going to unlock the deadbolt. So if need be, someone can come in that door now and I can get out of this door to get back to the hallway.
Who is outside the door?
Mignon.
Mignon and Mosby.
And
Okay,
Mosby.
both of you. You kind of hear something inside. You're not sure what it is. You're not sure if it's Roger Caroon. Could be, who knows? But there seems to be some noise, a little bit of a very distinct, subtle noise inside. If you just listen, because where you are is, the silence is deafening. But you sense a little something going on inside the apartment, and not too soon after that, you hear the deadbolt switch. You're not sure who you're going to see if they open the door. And mailman, you open the door, and
I do.
There's mailman.
Any sign of Roger?
No sign of Roger. I'm going to look at my watch.
3:15. And some
3:20 something.
Yeah, 3:20
They
something.
match.
Took you about
They
5
match.
minutes. Yeah. They
Okay.
match.
All right. So they match. That's all I care about.
And I'm,
As you
I'm
get to
sort
the-
of doing there's just the two rooms in the apartment, like Abigail's. Okay. So yeah, I'll make sure that I'm clearing the rooms as he's going to unlock the door and stuff.
So Agent Mateo and Agent Mailman, as you go towards the door and you kind of get your bearings within the apartment, you notice that there's a word processor that's on the desk. There's some printed out output of pages. And that's otherwise the place is relatively let me see. It looks relatively well, actually. If you go around Agent Manteo, as you go around by the bathtub, there are some dirty plates and laundry that's all over the place in the back. The sink around the corner is filled to the top with cups and bowls. And Agent Mailman, you start to get a little whiff of it. Agent Mantillo, you definitely do as you get around the corner. There is it's the kind of stale sweat in the apartment.
Mm.
And then of course there are even on the nightstand and the desk, there are a lot of bottled liquors. Many are quarter full, half full, a couple empty ones.
Pernod?
Pernod, Victor Lou. Pernod.
So,
Gotcha. Anthony Edwards. Watch it.
So
I'm very interested in the writing.
yeah.
So if I look past them and I see the word processor, I'm very curious to see if there's actual stuff written on these pieces of paper, or if he has anything stored in his word processor.
Okay. Well, let's see. There is no other writing materials that are seen other than the processor, and there are pages. There's just ad hoc pages of different writings that are on these sheets of paper, but they seem out of sequence. They don't make any sense necessarily. It looks like
seems like fiction. It seems like fiction prose, though. Like
it
there's
does.
just random. Okay.
Yep, for sure. Writing in the science fiction realm, where it might be at the start of a story and then it stops, then it picks up somewhere else. You're not sure if they're of the same story. There's quite a few pages. It will take you some time to kind of determine whether they're all part of the same novel
take
that he
these
might be
outside.
working
I'm
on.
just going to grab them at this point. I'm just going to
Take
take
these
them.
outside. See if they disappear.
Okay.
I'm going to take them with me.
Well, let's leave
And there's
some in
nothing-
here. So
Sure.
don't take all of them.
Look, we can do that.
See, Mosby,
I-
I know how
I-
control works.
Like it.
Proud of me.
So I turn on the processor. There's nothing stored in there. Or there is, and it's just the same. There's nothing in there. Okay.
Blank.
Okay.
There's no books, no bookshelves. Like, I mean, the guy's a writer.
I don't know. I'm starting to think there's a correlation to any type of art and something that's going on, because we have painters, we have
Well, the whole
audio.
building is an art enclave.
Yeah. Well,
So if it's something happening in the building, then it's just a coincidence that they're all artists. But if it's something happening because they're all artists, that's a different story. But the fact that they're artists is just that's what the building was about.
That's what we expected to find here, right?
Yeah.
Agent Mignon and Agent Mosby, give me a search check.
the wrong button.
So Agent Mosby, you got
Search.
a 35
Yeah, I'm good.
out of 61.
Yay.
Okay. The critical
Crit.
success.
Look at you.
So
Easy.
you're-
Piece of cake.
yeah,
Told ya.
as you are kind of, you had entered the apartment and everything, you notice that there, as the door is cracked open, Agent Mosby, you realize that there's a hair that's hanging off the bottom of the door near the, for some reason. It's kind of like there's like a slight splinter in the wood of the door, and there's a piece of hair there. Agent Mignon, you notice that there's not only a piece of hair that is on the splintered part of the door where Agent Mosby is looking, but you see the other half of the hair on the other side of where the door jamb is.
What is this guy like marking his door to see if people break in?
Is it his hair? What color is it? How long is it?
I don't know. So when we look at the length of the hair, does it look like it was his hair?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It matches.
So he's
something.
marking the door to see people break in. It's like
But
some
he's-
kind of old tell.
But he would have had to mark it from the inside, then what? Go out the window? Teleport?
Oh, that's right. Well, no, it was
I mean, you
in a.
can't
Didn't
set
he
this
say
up.
it's like it's carved into the wood? So maybe he situates it like he's able to jam it into this like crack in the door frame.
Yeah, would this have to be done from the outside or the inside, Sean?
You would have to do it on by where it's noticed. It's got to be on the outside.
Okay.
Oh, the splinters on the outside of the door.
Yeah. So
Yes.
he's
Okay.
he left it there when he left. Did you guys get a sense that he was paranoid or anything? Or
He seemed
No.
totally cool when I talked to him. I mean, not
Yeah.
interesting cool, but just,
and you mentioned
You know-
he was stoned, but the bottles here tell me he's
He
got
could
a
have been
different
drunk.
problem.
yeah,
Okay.
he could have been drunk.
So we already checked this carpet. There's no other microphones going to any of these other doors, or did we not do that yet?
Didn't do that.
Because I'm going to
intentionally.
look at the runner here too, and see if there's any kind of microphone like there was to Wright's apartment.
Okay. So Agent Mignon heads out of the apartment proper, and you start peeling up the side of the runner or hit it with your foot, tapping along with your foot. Is that what you're doing, Mignon?
Yeah. I'm not like getting out a razor knife and ripping the whole carpet up, but I'm trying to see if I could.
Time to
find
roll
any
this sucker
evidence
up. Rip.
If there's any wires I could feel them. I saw how the other one was done, so I figured,
Yeah.
is there anything here?
Yeah, you're tapping along and you're kind of picking up and flipping over the sides of the runner, and there doesn't seem to be anything noticeable. It's, the wood is cleaner underneath the runner, but otherwise it's, you don't come across any particular wires or anomalies.
So I just look at everyone else and I'm like, I still don't understand if this guy doesn't want someone in there, and then we know Wright's room was bugged. I'm not really. I don't understand.
I'm with you. I mean, presumably he set it there. I suppose we could probably check for fingerprints or something on the door and figure out whether his prints are right there where the hair got jammed in or not. But
Do we necessarily care that he knows that someone went in there? I mean, maybe
I'm wondering if
what we
somebody,
need.
I mean, somebody else could have set this up, is what I'm
Mhm.
saying. Like,
Yeah,
who
true.
set the
Yeah,
microphone?
that's-
We don't know. Who set the hair? We don't know.
Yeah.
And Sean, Thomas's door is across from Rogers.
He's actually more down the way, across from the stairwell. Actually, it would be the
Okay.
entrance of his apartment.
So I'm going to turn to the crew here and say, hey, maybe I do want to talk to Thomas. What do you think?
Fuck.
That's fine. I'm going to take a couple of these pages outside with me.
I'm going to let
Just
that
because
happen. Let's do that
nothing-
first. I like
yeah,
By
nothing seems
yourself?
like we're on. You can see me. It's like down the stairs out the front door. I can hang my hand out the window. Hey,
Marco.
Wait, where's
So I
Agent
do.
Marco?
no,
Oh, shit.
I go downstairs. I grab a couple. I leave the rest of, like, I have a pile. I leave it, but I grab like 2 or 3 of them and I walk down, and I'm doing this like I'm a little kid expecting a magic trick. Like, I know when I walk out this door, the ink is going to disappear. And
Right.
I look on the street and I make sure no one thinks this is a crazy guy, just walking around. And but I hold the papers out and I stand outside on the stoop.
Sure. So as you go outside and you walk out, walk down the hallway, and you guys all hear him clunk, 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 go down the stairway and hit the door. and you walk out on the stoop, and you take a seat on the steps, and you take 3 pages, and
Right.
you walk. You're like, okay, and you look at the page, and it's got writing on it, and there's an illustration on the page, off into the right corner, that you might not have noticed. You just kind of picked up 3.
That's weird.
And you're looking at it, and the writing's still there, and you're like, huh, and you flip through the pages, and then you come to this one, and you read it, and it looks like a script or a play of some kind, and it says, the anthropologist walks out the door. And there's in the lower corner an illustration of steps going into an apartment building, looking similar to the McAlistar Building, where there's an individual holding pieces of paper.
I have to read more. I'm frozen, but I need to read more. Is there any more to read after that, or not yet?
On that page, that's the only
Okay.
the only thing that's on. Well, actually, there's a couple other pieces, like enter stage right. They come down the hallway.
So
Then there's some scribbles through it, and there's X's through it, and then but the only thing that is really overly legible that is left without any type of edits or pen or whiteout is that one line that you read.
So I poke my head back in, and I look up the stairwell towards the guys who are watching me, or they're watching me out the window, and I turn back around, and I take the papers, and I walk across the street, and I stand across the street, and then I look back at the paper, expecting the last line to say, he walks across the street.
It doesn't say anything.
Okay.
It doesn't say that, I should say. It just stays. There's a
It's
couple
I
other
still
pages.
see that same line. Okay.
You still see the same line.
Okay. And then I walk back towards the building quickly and up the stairs. And I don't talk to anybody. They're probably wondering what I'm doing in and out and across the street.
Ignoring you.
And I walk right back to the pile of papers. And I am flipping through, I am reading, I'm doing my best college scanning the page to look for anthropologist, EPA person, mailman, anything that seems to identify us on any of these pages. And you guys just see me like I'm literally scanning. Nope.
Can I interrupt with a question here?
Actually, before you do that, Edwin, I'd like Lou to give me a sanity check, please.
That seems like a good thing.
We're good there.
Okay. Success. Nice job. You were going to say, Edwin?
When you said word processor, I'm picturing one of these things that's sort of a little more than an electric typewriter, but that has absolutely no ability to produce graphics.
Correct. That would be
Okay.
fair.
That's what,
Unless
yeah,
it's
that's what I
ASCII.
thought. It was just like the
ASCII text.
lines on it. Yeah.
Right. Okay, cool.
ASCII art.
Right. But this wasn't that.
Actually, it would probably be more apropos that it would be ASCII art of some kind, but it is in the form of an individual that seems to be sitting on the steps of a building. And
So it's although it's mystical and magical and insane, it's physically possible that art was produced by this word processor.
it is physically it could be actually made with a typewriter if you want to take the time to do it.
Okay.
Back in the day, kids, when we learned typewriting, that would be
learned to
fun
make
day.
art. It was fun day.
It was fun day.
That
Fun
is
day
true.
was when you could make little art on your typewriter.
I don't like to tell my kids that my first essay was actually on a typewriter.
Was it on a manual typewriter? Is the question.
Manual with
Wow.
like onion skin paper, and I had the little stupid thing you had to put in there to like when I made a mistake. Yeah.
Yep.
You had to have muscle in your
Been there.
fingers to use a manual typewriter.
So anyway, I am frantically flipping through these pages, and do I see? I mean, I'm looking for cues to anything that sounds like us.
No, there is a couple of components that, let me see if I can, there is one page.
What's going on there, Mignon?
And while I'm in the middle of it, I take the one that has the anthropologist walks outside. I just hold it up.
It actually says the anthropologist walks out of the building and sits on the steps.
I will grab it from him and take a look at whatever it is.
Is that what it says now, or that's what it said originally?
That's what it said before in its entirety.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a picture of some guy in ASCII text that seems to be, you could, if you hold it out far enough, if you're too close, it just looks like X's and O's.
Dotson.
That's right.
Okay.
There's also another page that says scene. So the smoking lounge. A large parlor on the 4th floor. In the room are the dog, Thomas, and Michelle. Next line says, enter Mark Rourke.
Do we know do we know who Michelle is or Rourke?
No,
Okay.
There's been no mention of a Michelle or Rourke.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see him on the mailboxes.
And there's a name it says Mark. Abigail is gone. She moved upstairs today. Actually, I will just show you this. Therefore, you guys can read it if you would like. Let's see.
It would be a awesome handout if they sort of predicted this and it was a handout that said the anthropologist went out on the front.
Dat Willer!
I'm getting out of the game now. I'm like, ding, I'm out. Bye-bye.
Where are you showing it? Oh, there it is. I
It
got
just
it.
came up.
Oh, look at that. That's cool. Enter federal agents. That's us. The board. All right. Smoking lounge.
So you want to read this out loud or not?
No.
Yeah.
Are you reading it? Are you
Yeah.
all? I imagine you're.
Yeah, I
consuming
got it.
so-
Yeah.
Which is
So we
riveting
know-
for those watching on
Right,
YouTube.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
Like, you guys are like
Shit.
reading this. I am displaying
Are we
it,
each
but
going to take
nonetheless.
apart?
You guys
All
want
right,
to take
I'll
apart?
Thomas.
So, all
Somebody
right.
needs
So
to be
it's a
the,
conversation between Mark,
the stage manager, right? There's a four.
yeah,
yes.
Mark, and a guy named Thomas and Michelle.
And then there's the notes. So that's four
Yeah.
parts, 4 people. Perfect.
We could
All right.
assume We could assume Thomas is Thomas Manuel, right?
So Mark says
Yeah.
Abigail is gone. She moved upstairs today.
And
I miss the kid. Who the hell's the
Michelle
kid?
pipes in,
Oh,
says
sorry.
her dad, that pig, came around. She doesn't like you, Mark. No one likes you. Anyway, she ran off with that salesman. Everybody knows it. Mark then says, F you, C word.
come on, guys. Come on.
The dog barks. And then someone is heard coming up the steps, a loud racket reverberating up and down the staircase. Mark says, what is that?
Who's that?
Or who is that? Everyone stops to listen. Michelle says, who could be down there? Who is that? Mark steps to the doorway and leans out to look down the stairs. Hello, hello? And then in parentheses, enter federal agents. We
Well,
didn't
nobody
hear
said hello
anybody.
when we went in.
Nobody said hello, right?
Well, that's not true. Thomas said hello to me when I went in, but I went in with him. I mean, we were just talking. Like this scene didn't happen.
No.
But he
There's a
could
lot-
have written this like yesterday.
Absolutely. There's no dates on it. Does one of your chemical things tell us how old the ink is? If it's super dry or just kind of dry?
Maybe I could do that kind of analysis. I'd have to get my kit, but yeah, maybe we could do that.
This is messed up.
I don't know. Yeah. And it sounds like, okay, so first off, is Michelle in the apartment? Like, have we seen her on any of the mailboxes?
Michelle.
No, the only mailboxes we saw were Van. Well, it could be last name Van
Yeah.
Fitz, RC, which we know is Roger Caroon, Wright, and Manuel. So unless it's Van Fritz,
Okay. Because I
I don't
mean,
know who Mark is either.
she knows
Oh, no, we
that
know
Abigail's
Mark
dad.
Rourke.
Oh, do we? Have we met Mark Rourke? No. But I mean, they know that, Abigail's dad was a cop. I don't know. This is weird.
It's not
Oh,
a
yeah.
coincidence, gentlemen, and Tito.
Let's see if Thomas knows Mark and Michelle.
Sure, if we can find him.
I'm gonna walk over there and give a knock.
All right. So you're gonna go across the hallway and pay Thomas Manuel a visit. Is that the goal? Okay.
Yep.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna go play with the word processor. I'm gonna play with it. I want to type some stuff out.
Mignon's going to Roger Caroon's apartment. Is anybody accommodating?
Yeah, I wanted to go with Mignon because I wanted to check the fridge. That was one thing I wanted to do in Roger's apartment.
Okay.
So the two of them are going. I'll keep searching through Thomas's apartment here and see if I find anything else. I was also thinking about the fridge in Thomas's apartment because I know there's the dirty dishes. So yeah,
You're talking about Roger's apartment, not Thomas's.
I'm talking about Roger's apartment, not Thomas's. You're right. You're going to Thomas's apartment,
Correct.
and Mosby, you're going to search Thomas's.
No, Roger's.
You're
The one we were
searching
just in the
Rogers,
writers.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
going to
going to
search
Rogers.
Thomas's. Right. Yeah, Thomas's fridge and try to get some idea of when the food started spoiling or not, or the dishes, all that kind of stuff. See if he's got spare clothing, whatever. I'll go through the place.
So Manteo, Mosby, and Mignon go back to Roger Caroon's apartment. The agent mailman's going to go to Thomas Manuel's. Okay. You guys go down the hallway back to Roger Caroon's apartment. It appears to be still open. And there's the word processor. You can certainly turn it on, Agent Mignon. Agent Mosby, you go around the corner, Agent Manteo in tow, and you take a look inside the refrigerator. And you open up the fridge, and there are a few items. There is a drunken gallon of milk. There are some cheese, a block of cheese, and a few other condiments that are located within the refrigerator.
Expiry dates? Or how's that cheese look?
Yeah, the expiration dates are looks like March of 1995.
Oh, March. Whoa. But how does it look then? Like, is the cheese green?
Nope, looks fine.
$5 if you smell the milk.
No. Yeah. 10 if you drink it.
Oh, I can't turn down a dare. All right, I'll pop the top and take a swig of the milk.
That tastes fine.
Hold out my hand.
I will pull out a 10 spot and give it over to Manteo.
I'll
Shocked.
tuck it in my shirt pocket.
All this amazing, police detective work is going on.
Agent Mosby, give me a. Actually, I would say Agent Manteo, give me a sanity check.
All right.
Well, he's doing that. I do want to bag the cheese. I'm going to take it out of the building when we leave. Oh, look at that.
All right. You succeed. Critical success. 55. Nice job.
I thought that's going to be the quote of the evening. I beg the cheese. I've never had that happen in an RPG. Anyway, I'm on the word processor.
Yes.
And I'm starting to, I don't know. I think I'm connecting these dots in my brain somehow. I think I'm getting it. I may not be, but I go on the word processor and I hit new page, which I believe that was a thing on there if I remember 1,000 years ago.
Lou, you're going to walk me through the workings. You're going to troubleshoot and walk me through as a guide of a 1980 something word processor.
TI word processor.
Unbelievable. My sister had one. I never used it.
I'm going back to I think it's 1988. I think I'm going back to in my brain. All right.
Good
so
Lord.
New page.
Yeah.
And I type in scene, Roger Caroon's apartment. And I put enter, anthropologist, army trainer, and EPA agent. And then I write, I'm not gonna type the whole thing out. I'm gonna put EPA agent, dares army trainer to drink milk, and I'll put all the dialogue in. I'm literally just typing it out as I go. And then I'll put mailman goes to Thomas's, Manuel's apartment. And I type all that out. And then I put, then together, they all go up to the 6th floor. And I make sure there's paper in it. There's a bunch, if there isn't, I'll take the backside of one of the ones there. And I hit print.
All right.
While they're doing that.
And you guys can, Mosby and Manteo, you can hear them. These keyboards were loud. They're mechanical keyboards, no silence on them. It's clack, 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 backspace, clack, clack, clack. And you hear Agent Mignon typing away on this device. It's got an orange screen and letters are going across it. And you get to where you think I've got everything on the page that I need to. You're like, yep, all I need to do is just hit this print button, and you hit print, and it says error out of ink.
Son of a
Going back to Agent Mailman as they futz around in Roger Caroon's apartment, and you go go ahead.
Yeah, so I assume Mignon was, as he was writing the script, mentioned the mailman finding the $100 bill on the floor.
The finer details, right?
Powerball. All you had to do was just type it. That's all you had to do.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm going to knock on Thomas's door.
All right. Knock, knock, knock. And you,
Mr. Benwell. Keep knocking 2 or 3 times, nothing.
he cracks open the door, and
there we go.
Thomas Manuel, and he says, yes. Yep. It's you.
Yeah, I got a couple follow-up questions. I don't need to come inside if you want to stop out here in the hall with me.
Well,
we're trying to wrap things up here and just want to finish out a few things.
Is that necessary?
It depends. I mean, if you like us hanging out here on a daily basis, you can, take your time here, and we'll dawdle around and whatnot. But if you're interested in us getting out of your hair, a couple questions and we're done.
Okay. Yeah.
Trust me, I want to get out of here too.
No, that's fine. Sure. Okay. And he closes the door, slides the chain, and opens it wider and steps out into the hallway and close. He kind of it doesn't close the door all the way, but he just
Right.
brings it to him. Says, "Yeah, what's going on?"
So Thomas, how long have you known Mark Rourke?
Mark Rourke. I don't think I know Mark Rourke.
He says he knows you, so that's weird.
That's strange. Does he live around here? Or?
Okay, so you're saying you're telling me you don't know a Mark Rourke.
I'm trying to think. I don't believe so.
Okay. When was the last time you talked to Abigail from down the hall here?
Abigail? Let's see. When was the last time I saw her? I think it was 28th of May, I believe. 28th of May.
And how about her friend Michelle? When's the last time you saw Michelle?
Michelle? Are you talking about? Oh, Michelle.
Right.
Oh, I don't know. I think I saw her a few days ago, maybe. I don't know. She kind of keeps to herself. I really, I don't talk to her much.
So we didn't see her name on any of the mailboxes. Which apartment is Michelle's?
Oh, she's in 6B.
Okay. So you said, obviously that you're a painter, Thomas.
Yeah, that's right.
Looks like it's been selling well because we weren't able to find any of your pieces in the basement. But we did find some spilled paint right on the front sidewalk near where you go into the basement. And I need you to come down and look at it for me. Give me a sense of whether that's something that you've seen before, whether maybe you spilled it. We're trying to figure out exactly when this paint got spilled on the sidewalk. So just why don't you come with me real quick? We're going to go down and check it out.
Yeah, I usually don't take my paint out of the basement. It's probably not mine. I don't know if they're painting the building or not, but it's not my paint. I usually, like I said, I don't like taking out my paints. So
then this will be real easy, Thomas. Come on. Are you not coming, Thomas?
I mean, I suppose I could, but I don't know what the point of this is all gonna be. But
Thomas, I'm just checking boxes, man. I'm just trying to get. I want to go home.
Yeah.
I want to go see my family.
Sure.
I mean, I know this is a pain in the ass, but like by tonight, you'll never have to see my mug again.
Well,
I just need you to look at it and then tell me it's not your paint. That's it.
Yeah. All right. No, that's fine.
So I'm gonna head out, and kind of, each time like opening the door for him, kind of letting him pass in front of me.
Yeah, he goes towards the front of the door and walks down the hallway. Goes towards the front door, down the steps. He's like, "Yeah, where's the paint?" He looks.
It's out on the front sidewalk, Thomas.
I don't see any paint.
Of course you don't, because we're standing inside, Thomas. Let's go outside and let's go look at it. And literally all you have to say, man, is just say, "Yeah, that's not my paint. I've never seen it before." But I can't say that. I can't check this box without you looking at it. I just need you to look at it.
All right. Sounds okay. That's fine. He opens up the door and he goes down the steps and goes towards he gets to the door of the basement and he's like, "I don't see any paint."
Yeah, that is weird. hold on a second. Thomas, can you come up here? And I'm going to go kind of towards the street and say, how new does this street look to you?
How new?
Yeah, I'm going to get like down on one knee, like I'm looking at something, but trying to get him, a little bit farther from the building.
Okay. He walks out by the sidewalk and he's like, what are you talking about?
When's the last time they paved this? Do you remember?
No, I don't know. Maybe,
Okay.
I don't know. Could have been 10 years ago. I don't know. I've only lived here a few years.
Perfect. You know what, Thomas, I really appreciate you taking the time. I'll let you know if I have any more questions, but I think we're done, my friend.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm going to go up to Roger's apartment and update Mosby and the gang that Thomas is able to leave the building.
Well, that's good.
So Thomas goes up the steps, through the door, back into his apartment, closes the door, and you hear the lock.
So I asked him about a Mark Rourke, claimed to never know him, which I was pretty suspicious about until I asked him about a Michelle, who he did know, and says she's in 6C.
6B. Well, that's awesome. That's up on the 6th floor that doesn't exist today.
Like literally, mailman's like, "Oh shit!" Didn't even think about that.
Actually, I don't know if that's true because the apartments earlier were labeled differently. They were like labeled
No, it's
11.
definitely the 6th floor, I believe.
Yeah,
Right.
but the 6B should be the 6th floor. Yeah.
You didn't happen to ask him how do we get to the 6th floor, I guess. So,
No, but I kind of pointed like he's right there, Mignon. I told him I was going to leave him alone.
Well, I've already asked him how to get to the 6th floor.
And what did he say?
He said some spiritual bullshit. I don't know. You have to, when you're ready, you'll find the way. Something like that.
There is a
didn't
6B to the apartment building.
There is, right? That's it. Because it's they're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's not like, yeah, okay. So we can find 6B presumably.
All right.
That's different.
Let's go see Michelle then, maybe.
Yeah, let's go introduce ourselves to Michelle.
Okay. So Michelle, you go up to the next floor, and you would come up the stairs, and there is to the right off the stairs and across from you is 6B.
Want to take a quick bio break before we knock on Michelle's door?
We could certainly do that.
All right. Be
All right.
back in 10.
All right. All right.
Knock, knock.
Okay, so I know there were people in Karoon's apartment. You guys looked in the refrigerator. Manteo, like a champ, guzzled what appeared to be expired milk.
Sipped. Thank you very much.
Sipped.
just sipped like a dilettante.
And Agent Mosby lost the bet thinking she couldn't keep it down. Crazy.
And I bagged the cheese.
Bagged
the cheese.
the cheese.
I bagged the cheese.
Yeah, I'm taking that cheese with me.
All right.
I bagged the cheese. On top
Isn't that
of the
like a
video.
song? Like the cat ate the cheese. The
Just
cat
I
ate the
bagged
cheese.
Is the cheese going to disappear when we take it outside? That's
I'm sure it's
my
in
guess.
some weird, obscure Led Zeppelin song, and no one understands what I
Maybe
beg the
it'll
cheese
spoil
means.
or who knows. Yeah.
So when you, and then the word processor's out of ink, and Agent Mignon has this file he's typed up and can't print.
So I just carry the word processor with me around until I can find ink.
It's got a plug, buddy.
I just leave it there.
So do you all are you all hanging out in Agent Roger Karoon's apartment, or now are you guys going?
I think
wanna
I'm
go
done, and
Go just check out Michelle's.
Yeah.
We're all going to go to Michelle's.
We're all going to Michelle's, man.
Can we put that
Gangbusters.
hair? Can we put the hair back on the door if we're going to leave this place?
Sure.
They're
broken.
short. Like they're broke.
I could look through the apartment for another hair. I mean, he probably the guy's a pig. He's probably got hairs lying around. So
Yeah.
I'll look for a hair.
Hairs lie around all over the place. You know, it's a crazy world. Cats and
It
dogs
really
sleeping
is.
together, hairs lying all over the place.
Yeah. All right.
There's always a hairbrush.
Yeah. I
Edwin.
will.
Would hairs be lying all around your place?
Not my hairs, but yeah.
Sorry, that was bad. Sorry, Edwin. You're still
Sorry.
damn handsome. That's all I gotta say.
I'm tough.
All right. All right. So everybody's gonna go up to Michelle Van Fitz's apartment. That's the consensus. Everybody.
Hey, we got a last name out
Oh,
of that.
she's the Van Fitz? Nice.
She is.
So on the mailbox downstairs, it would have said Van Fitz 6B, right?
I did it not say that? Maybe it
Well,
was.
I didn't write, you didn't give us numbers. I just wrote the names down. So I'm guessing.
Did you
Van
have
Fitz is
Van
6B.
Fitz written down? I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. 6B, Van Fitz. You like Mignon put it together.
Okay. There we go.
There you go.
Oh,
All right, so you go upstairs, you go to the right. There's a door across the hallway, 6B.
I'm not the lead.
You guys are all there standing
not.
outside the door. Agent Mantio knocks on the door. And you hear somebody inside. Who is
What?
it?
FBI.
Oh,
FBI.
yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
What do you need?
we're here looking into Abigail. Can we talk to you for a few minutes, please?
I gave all my answers to the police.
You don't have to be stubborn.
I'm not stubborn. I've given all the info to the police. No need to talk to me.
That's all local, Michelle. We're federal.
Uh-huh. So
We'll
then you
keep it
got
short.
a warrant then. You got
Not
a warrant?
asking- Not asking to come in, Michelle.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not asking to open my door then.
Just gonna be
It's okay.
stubborn.
Have a nice day. Enjoy the rest of your day.
We will. I think we're gonna enjoy it a lot. Do we want to talk to her or not?
Unless you want to go a different route. And
Yeah, like, does that even make sense that we need a warrant just to talk to her? What?
it just
No, then yeah, like
Jesus.
that's rubbish.
I mean, we can open the door. I'm not concerned about that part. And I'm trying to have this conversation sort of loud enough to actually be threatening, as opposed to necessarily actually meaning any of it.
Yeah, I mean, if she doesn't, and I'm picking up on what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, I mean, if she doesn't want to open the door and ask a couple simple questions, what we've got right here says we can just bust the door real quick.
We just knock it in, right?
Yeah. Do you want me to go downstairs to the car and get?
You're gonna break my door? You're gonna break my door. That's how you're gonna deal with this?
Just want to ask a few questions. I don't know
Go
why
ahead.
this is
Go
so
ahead. Ask
difficult.
your questions. Go ahead. I can hear you. There's no reason to open the door if you're just gonna ask me some questions.
Carry on then.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
When's
What
the last
happened to
time you saw
Abigail Wright?
Abigail?
I don't know.
When's the last time you saw her?
Oh, let me think. Don't y'all have this info?
The last time you saw her? No.
Let's see. I saw her maybe March? I think.
You think, huh?
Well, I'm trying to think. It's been a little while. She's been missing since what? June?
So you know she's been missing since June, but the last time you saw her was in March.
May have been May. Maybe I'm getting my M months messed up.
Well, speaking of M's, how about when's the last time you saw Mark?
Mark.
Mark
Who's
Ruckus.
Mark who?
Ruckus.
Rourke?
Ruckus. I don't know any Mark Ruckus.
Wasn't that the script? Wasn't that the Mark Ruckus? What was it? I closed the script like a dope.
Rourke.
Rourke. Sorry. Mark Rourke.
Mm,
You don't know Mark Rourke.
No, I don't know no Mark Rourke.
Pretty much know everybody that lives around here, Michelle. In this
No,
building.
I mean, there's only a few tenants. Who do I need to know?
I
That's what we're
I
asking you.
whispered to mailman. I said, maybe you should mention the 6th floor, and that we know that she knows that we know that Abigail has gone to the 6th floor.
So, Michelle, I'm not saying this is your fault, but
What would be my fault?
we know Abigail's on the 6th floor. And we also know, thanks to Thomas and Roger, that you know she's on the 6th floor.
All right, then what do you need with me? Sounds like you got it all figured out.
Almost. What we can't figure out is how we get there. It's been explained to us a few times. We're getting conflicting stories. Like I'm 6 years old, explain to me how to get to the 6th floor.
And so I interject the question. This will be the first time she's hearing my voice. And it's very calm, good demeanor. I have a very high humint. And
I warn you, GM.
73.
Go ahead. Ask me to roll.
So while we're doing this, I have my little satchel that I keep like my book in my bag and stuff. And I've been staring at these musical notes and this piece of paper that we took off of Abigail's wall. We really didn't think much of it, but it's something I've been staring at while I keep looking through all the stuff. And there's something in there that gives me a clue that I think maybe we can only get to the upper floors at night. And I just say it out loud. I'm like, Michelle, again, I think we understand the only way for us to get in touch with Abigail or go upstairs is after the sun sets. And I want to see if like her demeanor changes or like does she know what I'm talking about. I want to see if I get any clue from what she says after this.
After dark? Up? What are you talking about?
Just,
Yeah,
I don't know. People have told us that. Now I'm totally lying. People have said if we need to go upstairs, we should do it later in the day.
All right. Then go upstairs later in the day. I don't know what to tell you.
You've
I'm
been
not
up to the
saying
6th
anything.
floor?
I think this ends our conversation. I answered your questions. Now go away. You don't have a warrant? There's nothing else you could do.
Miss Van Fitz, you're a very funny woman who has no idea how the world works.
Oh, I know how the world works. I'll tell you, I'll call my lawyer.
Oh,
I'll call the
boy.
police. I don't even know. I haven't even asked you for your badges and your ID.
That's because you haven't opened the door. Hard to look at a badge when you can't open the door.
I don't need this. Okay, fine. She slides the chain and cracks it open, but the chain's still latched. Let me see your ID.
All right. I will pull out my ID and I will show it to her, and I will also shove my foot in the door in that 2 inches of the crack there. What do I smell coming out of her room?
Nothing actually peculiar coming out of
Okay.
her apartment. In the background, you see a load of books on a bookshelf. Like it seems to take up the whole, like your view behind her. If you have any angle whatsoever.
You a writer, Miss Van Fitz?
That's right. I'm an author. I could tell none of you have probably read my type of books. Maybe you and maybe you. She points to, or actually, she would only point to Agent Mantillo since Agent Maya's not there.
Think we've read your kind of books? What do I see of her as she's looking at my ID?
You see, like her face looking through the crack in the door, the gap in the door. That's about the length of a chain.
What does she
The
look
chain
like?
lock. I heard. Did I should?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you popped here. He popped the
Yeah.
picture up.
Oh, I have my notes up. Not. Oh, okay. I have my notes. Not. Gotcha. Huh. So there we go. Noxious woman from either Boston or New York, depending. So yeah, so I sort of raise an eyebrow to the others, like, and look at and sort of glanced over the chain with a question.
Well, now, why did you put your foot in my door? Is that necessary? I haven't broken any laws.
And can I make a luck check to see if when I was in the bookstore earlier, I may have glanced at a book in a section that is not necessarily a section I usually go into, and may have seen Van Fitz as the author of one of these books.
Oh man! All right, go ahead. Give me a luck check.
And then I flipped a coin.
Yeah,
and it was
flip the
heads.
coin. Yeah.
Flipping a coin.
Bullshit.
I forgot where luck is on this.
It's at
I
the
know there's
top
a
of the
spot,
sheet
right?
Top right.
where it says luck on your character sheet, all the way to the top, all along the
All the way.
toolbar.
Oh, roll luck. Got it.
Look at that critical failure.
No, I don't
But
know
yes.
who you are.
Yes, there was a Van Fitz.
Yeah.
No, the problem is I do know who it is, and I have her whole collection of vampire romance novels. And I didn't want to tell anybody that.
Yeah, you have Van Fitz's romance novels.
So I figured.
All
Awesome.
right, so getting no feedback from the others, I will extract my foot from the door.
Thank you very much for removing your foot from my door.
Appreciate you answering
Are
the
we
questions,
done here?
Michelle. We're done. We're done. Where's a good place for us all to talk?
Abigail's.
Front porch.
Abigail's apartments.
apartment.
Yeah.
She
That
closes
seems to
the
be our
door.
base of
Clunk.
operations.
Let's just do a quick recap of what we figured out. And so we got someone to leave the building. They didn't vanish. Mignon, you took stuff out of the building, didn't vanish, but it also had a script that appeared to include us, and it appeared to be prescient that you were going to be on the stoop.
Do you think that it's possible we didn't see this bit of art beforehand? Does that seem likely that this art appeared when you went outside, or do you think it could have already been there?
It was a great question. I don't know. I wasn't staring at the page as I was walking outside.
But you rifled through the pages. Did any of the other pages have any art on them? Or is just this is the only page with some art on
It's
it?
the only page with anything other than a written word.
Yeah. Seems like this would have been noticed, but maybe not. Maybe you just skimmed lightly.
So if anyone was curious about what I was saying about the music,
Yeah. Why nighttime?
yeah, if you look at, I showed them the piece of paper that we took off of Abigail's wall,
What the
and
red?
it's Maya and I took it off, I believe, and it's sheet music just written on a piece of paper. And if you click on that music, it says, "Let the red dawn surmise what we shall do when this blue starlight dies and all is through." Again, I don't know. I'm trying anything like
Yeah, I
everyone
don't know
else
why
here.
you think that's night. I mean, that could be day, right? That's when the blue starlight dies. But I wrote down the notes to see if there was something going on, and I didn't get anything there either. You know, there's a piano at the hotel. We could go play this and see what happens. That'd be fun.
And
We could do that.
Mignon, you might be right. I mean, how many times have we gone up there collectively today? It hasn't appeared, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday it appeared. Well, when did it appear yesterday?
We don't know.
Was it nighttime?
It was there when we went. It was nighttime because we got here in the evening. So by the time we tried to go up there, it was after dark.
Are you referring to the music that you came across?
Just
No,
the fourth floor
the fourth
alone, like
floor.
yesterday. Like when we went up there, when we found the fourth floor, was it nighttime? Was it after sunset?
Do we want to just come back later at night? We'll go play the music and then come back at night and see if the floor. Are we really going back in there? Like, I mean,
know.
we got lucky we found each other,
Well,
and we got lucky we got out.
You guys split up last time, right?
Yeah, you have no idea
and
what
that was
you're
a
in store
bad
for now,
idea.
man.
And I stare at Mantio when I say that was a bad idea.
Yeah, you have no
Well,
idea.
it wasn't a bad idea. We didn't know anything about it.
Well, look, we got to figure out what's going on.
Exactly.
So let's
If
all
we're gonna
stay
bring it
together.
back, we got to go in there.
Yeah, let's all stay together. Let's come back tonight. If you guys want to go do some dueling pianos at the hotel, we can do that too.
And then I can tell you about the lion-headed demon that rides a bear and plays a trumpet.
So
Oh
that
yeah,
was
I'm
the
sorry,
thing.
Mailman. We forgot to tell you about that part.
And didn't we actually? Now that
Maybe
I'm
we should have
remembering-
mentioned this earlier to Mailman.
Well, and didn't we stop on that bit of cliffhanger last time? Actually,
It was towards the end, but
because there was the. Oh yeah, no, that's right. No, there wasn't. It wasn't. It was because you said that, and then there was the other piece of it that was like, oh well, it's all made up anyway. Because there was the scarf thing, or I don't know. I'm trying to remember now. What did I write down? Man with a snake. Yeah, around his neck.
yeah, we have a symbol that we found on Abigail's wall that is clearly a demonic sigil for the demon person. And
how did we know person? Did you guys look it up, or
that's my specialty, occult studies. So Aleister Crowley translated a book from the 17th century that had all of these 72 sigils in it, and I was aware of it. And the demon is portrayed as a man with a lion head riding a bear playing a trumpet. And
And we just saw the sigil, but now you're saying you saw this thing on the 4th floor.
No, we saw the
No.
sigil. That's what it represents. But apparently, outside crossing the street, when we saw the sigil,
There was a sound.
could or could not. Again, I'm not even sure of anything anymore. But there could have been a person walking across the street while car horns were sounding, and they had a snake around their neck. But then we didn't see them anymore. So
Kind of like my
yes.
clown. And I
Yes,
look at
a lot
Mateo.
like the clown.
yeah.
Same thing.
So again, not so sure. Mailman, do you want to see the sigil?
I mean, yeah, sure.
It might be a little intense.
There was that other symbol we found too, wasn't there? That we didn't know
there
what
was
was.
Yeah, other strange
the
symbol
yellow,
found earlier.
the triangle,
The arrowhead looking thing, yeah.
Yep.
So that's the Puron one, Person one.
Okay.
And that
How do you
clearly is
get a
exactly-
lion riding a bear out of that?
You don't. Unfortunately, Crowley's no longer alive, and I can't ask him.
Okay.
But, yeah. But those are pretty. The 72 sigils are pretty well known in my circle.
Got it. All right.
Yeah. So
Let's get-
I don't know how to tie that into anything other than it's a little scary because it has to do with demons.
I think all of us probably in the wrong line of business if we're going to be easily spooked out.
So,
all right. So outside of cataloging, there's some, a few other things we need to make sure of. So let's go get a bite to eat. Let's come back here
That's the best
tonight.
idea I've heard in a while.
All right. So I think the time, unless you guys do
Time
anything
is
differently, I think is going to be roughly 4 o'clock, a little after 4, that you leave Abigail or the McAlistar Building. Is that?
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess the plan. What time of year is it again? Is it summer?
well, yeah, if it was
August.
like 3:20, and then we went to Michelle's, and then we went to his, and yeah, it's got to be well after 4 by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So early dinner, come back around 8-ish.
Okay.
Whenever sunset is. And then I'm gonna have to bail.
All right.
I don't even know what the plan is after this.
We got a
Just-
plan though.
We just walk up the stairs again. Is it here? I don't know.
I mean, we got to be scientists at this point, right? We got to keep trying shit.
I mean, we literally walked up the stairs and it was there.
Oh, great. And Mateo and I walked up the stairs and it wasn't. So if it's there tonight, then that leans into your theory, right?
The bag of cheese. How does it look?
Looks fine.
Oh, the cheese looks good.
Eat
Okay.
some.
No, I'm not touching it.
Don't put it near Mateo. She'll eat it.
I mean, that's like the first rule of science, man. Don't eat the evidence.
You think science is going to solve these problems? I don't know what sort of experiences you've had where you believe that science is going to be useful in this stuff. But all right, if it makes you feel better, if it helps you sleep at night.
Not really.
All right. So you guys leave the apartment building, grab something to eat somewhere together, right?
Yeah,
And then are going to go back in 2 or 3 hours. Is that?
we were going to find a piano bar too, or find a piano somewhere and play that song.
Okay. So you go into the restaurant and Mosby, you're like, you came out of the apartment, you're looking at the cheese is fine. And you go into the restaurant and you're, sitting down and you put some stuff out on the table and one of it's the chunk of cheese. And it's when you do that and you put it out there, you're not even sure you pulled out the right thing from your pockets.
What's it look like?
Looks completely different. Looks green, almost blue.
Oh, mold.
Yeah.
Look at the
And,
mold on that. That's like 2 months worth of mold on that piece of cheese.
And the waiter comes over. It's like,
yeah, looks.
sir, no
Can we have
outside
some
food.
crackers?
No outside food, sir.
Oh. And then
bet
I
we
look
could sell
right
this
at
for a pretty penny.
I look at Manteo. How's your stomach feeling?
Feel strong.
Yeah, give me a sanity
Ew.
check, Agent Mosby.
Sure. That's not right. That's not right.
Nice.
It's not right. It's not
She
supposed to
does.
grow like that.
19 out of 74. Wow. Okay.
It's
You guys can't miss. I don't think anybody's failed a die roll except for
Did-
Agent Mignon and his luck check.
When I see that, I look at my watch and I look at the clock on the wall. Do they match?
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock, right? Probably 5:30.
Or I look at Mailman. I'm like, I don't understand. I do not understand.
Yeah.
it's like some things exist only in the building. Some things come out of the building. They age. There's these floors that don't exist but exist. It's like reality is a hot mess at this location. And all kinds of laws of physics are breaking. It's like this place is a node.
I look at the papers that I took. Has the condition of the papers changed at all?
The
They're like
papers, no,
old and
no,
brittle or
they
yellowed or
seem to
anything
be
like
the
that?
same. They haven't changed since you've left. Waiter comes over. Can I get drinks for everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
A resounding yes.
Yes.
And it looks like, oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. A
And bring
pitcher.
the second round
Pitcher.
immediately.
pitcher. Okay, pitcher of beer. All right. All right. 1 pitcher of beer, 4 glasses.
Yes.
Got
Two
it. 4
pitchers of beer,
glasses,
4
pitcher of beer.
glasses.
Got it.
Yep.
Appetizers, you want to put in anything right now for appetizers?
Nothing with
Yeah, give me
cheese
some
on
cheese
it.
sticks.
Nothing with cheese
Cheese
on
sticks? No cheese sticks.
it.
No cheese sticks.
No cheese.
No cheese sticks. All right.
I want the cheese sticks.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Mozzarella
I'll just leave
sauce.
this here. Here's some menus. Special of the day. I'll bring back your pitcher of beer, and then you guys maybe time for order. If not, no problem. Be right back. All right. So comes back with your pitcher of beer. No
Where's the
worries.
cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks, or puts an order of cheese sticks. You guys gonna we do anything special while you're at dinner?
Not until we find a piano.
Okay, no piano in the place.
We'll go somewhere else. We'll
Like
buy
you got to
one.
go down. You got to go across.
Sure.
Like 12 blocks down that way. It's probably the nearest piano. They all get damaged in this neighborhood. And they take up too much real estate.
I'll go down the street later and I'll get some Casio keyboard and we can play it later in the hotel.
Casio keyboard. Okay.
Nice.
But it's Casio with 2 S's. It's not,
Right.
it's-
Mignon, always
Right-
looking for
right
the
next to the
knockoffs.
The new release VHS guy with a blanket on the sidewalk.
It's just like the real thing. I don't know. I'm really. I order the largest steak they have.
Okay.
I encourage everyone else to order beef products, and and I'm just eating this steak, and I just tell everyone, is it possible that this 4th floor, 6th floor thing has something to do with the future? Like maybe this building gets renovated in the future and it has more floors, and like Mosby said, like things are existing at the same time.
No, those floors weren't natural, man. They just kept going and going and going. No,
That's true. They're
I'm telling
messed
you,
up.
man. Reality is a hot mess there. It's a hot mess.
Yeah. Yeah, the place is messed up. But it's
I don't know.
why are all the people
They're
I guess
all
they weren't all
weird. It's
jerks.
because they've been in there for months in that place. They're all messed up.
they are
Artists who
messed up.
don't make any art or weird books,
Yeah, you wanna go
half-written
to the-
gibberish.
You want to go to the bookstore, Mignon, and look for Van Fitt's books?
I already know about them.
No?
Shirtless vampires.
Do you want her? You want to go buy her one so she can sign it?
I could
see.
do that. Uber fanboy. Oh. I could, but again, where's that going to get us? I don't know. She doesn't seem like she was going to tell us anything. So
I think the only thing is going back up. We got to explore.
Yeah.
So the
We
only
got to
other thing
explore
is
or set the whole place on fire.
But why? Why are we going in there? You seen what it's
We-
done to them. Like,
we
what's
need
the
to
find
purpose
find
of going in there?
Abigail. Like that's
Do
the
we?
whole point.
I think
She's
Abigail's. She's lost in there. She ain't ever coming out. There's no coming out of there.
Well,
She's
look,
been gone for months in there.
if that place is there and is whatever you called it, a knot, a node, a nut, we got to get rid of it. We got to hide it. We got to take it down. We've got to, right? That's our thing.
She's 100% right. We need to. We have no idea how to clean this.
But you want to go in it.
How
I
else
don't
are
know
we
if
gonna
there's a
figure out
really
what's going
want
on
here. It's kind of,
We have to.
I mean, you think we can
almost
just
duty.
demolish the building and like just call in get it condemned and work through the government, get a thing demolished in the next couple of weeks? I mean, I'm game if you want to take that route.
That's how we're gonna do this. Just make a phone call. Bang. See you later. It's
I don't-
gone.
Tune in tomorrow
Ball
for
shows up
another
the next
episode of
day.
Impossible Bureaucracy.
I mean, maybe we could pretend like it's some kind of biological contaminant.
Right?
There's a ton of options here, but if what you're saying is true, Mosby, there's no guarantee that if we demolish this building,
All I
that
know
it's
is
going
I've
to-
seen some.
it's going to clear
I've
the
seen
problem.
some really crazy, dangerous things, and I hope this is not one of them.
Me too. And I point at the cheese.
You sure your stomach's okay?
So far.
Oh,
I mean, shit. After the
You
stuff
want Sean to call for a con roll so bad it's killing you, isn't it?
after the
Phil?
stuff they've fed us in the Air Force, I'm not. I mean, come on, a little sour milk.
I
uh,
would
what-
maybe.
So yeah,
I wouldn't
go
do
ahead.
that. I wouldn't do that again, though. If we go back in there, nobody touched.
No.
the food.
No,
No.
don't eat anything.
No. No. I mean, do we? Yeah. Don't drink anything, especially on the fourth floor at the bar.
As you're
Yeah, that
sitting in
was
the
weird.
restaurant talking
yeah.
and drinking your beer, having a discussion, if you will, about what ponderance, what you're going to do. Mailman, you look over and, there's kind of it's an interesting, eclectic place, kind of a borderline tavern, pub grill type. There's
I'm
some
with
high
you.
tops, a lot of the old stuff, but it's beat up quite a bit. And, there are details on the walls that, every once in a while you'll see like a sign of some kind, like a vintage beer sign, says Schlitz on there. Nowhere on the menu is Schlitz being served, but it's that vintage look. It's all faded and kind of dirty. And as you kind of look around, there's a light that's shining down upon this one frame that's it's across the room from you, but it's a probably good size, probably 3 by 3.5 feet, with this with the kind of golden frame around it. Definitely, fall gold, right? It's not real gold. It's just that decor. And it looks like it's a scenic picture of Washington Square Park. It's got the arch that's prominently displayed. And it sticks out amongst all the things in the tavern. Everything seems to get very dim around you as you stare closer and closer at this piece of art that's hanging on the wall. And as you look closer and closer, you can make out like people that are in the park standing there. And you notice that there is what appears to be a little clown figure in the piece of art. And then there are some, stone structures that kind of border the fountain and places for people to sit. And you see what looks to be 6 people that are kind of huddled around each other. And then there's this group off to the side with this and they see with the clown kind of in the forefront with people gathered around it behind the clown.
Well,
You give me a sanity check there, mailman.
it's happened twice now.
We're all seeing this, right?
Nope. Just mailman at this point.
Okay.
You guys are sitting there talking about cheese and milk and whether you go back and Abigail Wright, whether you rescue her or not. Mailman's just staring across. Something has his attention.
It's a fail, Sean.
It is a fail. So you take 1 point of sanity.
Okay. Guys, take a look at that picture there. Tell me what you see.
Which picture?
Point to it.
Points to a picture across the way from mailman. You, depending on how you're seated, you're either going to have to turn to your right, left, or turn completely around as mailman is kind of looking past maybe one individual at the table. And you see the painting. A little bit of a
As
distance.
described?
Yeah, as described.
You guys see the clown?
Yep.
See us?
Yep.
Now,
Okay.
people that are sitting around, the 6 individuals, do tend to, it's it's a kind of an oil type based. It's not, really clear cut. It's not a photograph,
No,
but
I get it.
it's easy enough to determine that it, there is some similarities. Everybody else give me a sanity check, please.
I mean, it takes a
You're
lot
welcome.
to get this orange in oil.
Right. Yes. Agent Mantillo succeeds. Agent Mosby succeeds. And of course, Agent Mignon fails. Critical fail.
Nicely done.
Saved it for the end, for the cliffhanger.
Oh, actually, I don't even have to roll. You take the max.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. So you will take 6 points of sanity.
Sace.
This
So I think the final thing I say is turn to Mosby and I say, see, it ain't just the building.
Before you do that,
True.
or Agent Mignon, what do you do? Like you just took the maximum amount of sanity. There's a reaction.
I get out of my chair. I walk over to it. And I'm literally like feeling it like, is this wet? Is this new? I'm looking around, seeing if anyone is there. This can't be us. There's no way. There's no way this can be us. I'm doubting it. I'm staring at it. I take those papers that I have, and I just walk out. I don't even say bye to everybody. I just walk right out the door. And you guys can see me just pacing up and down, like shuffling the papers, looking at them, talking to the sky.
Is he having a breakdown?
Muttering to myself.
I think he broke down a while ago.
What is the rules for breakdowns?
That's if you take 5 or more, right? In one.
Let's call it Cthulhu. I don't know if it's the same. I don't know.
It's the same.
Well.
Yeah, I think you would if you take that much.
5 or more in a single.
It's not I didn't hit my breaking point because that would be
yeah.
the, minus my thing. But I think if you take more than 5 in one shot, it's a problem. Either way. So yeah, I'm questioning a lot of things right now, and questioning, what is real, what isn't. Things we've talked about. My mind is now focusing on this demon character because that is my studies and that is what I'm the most familiar with. I don't know about this EPA stuff. I don't know about, shaking people down like a federal agent. But I do know the occult, and I've been studying it. And now I'm starting to think there's more to this. And it may be nefarious, not just, a blip or whatever anybody wants to call it.
If you lose 5 or more sanity in a single roll, you lose self-control.
Yeah.
So it's temporary insanity.
Yeah.
And you cannot control your agent's actions.
And doesn't someone can attempt a psychotherapy check, I believe, on me and see if they
can
talk me down as I'm out there.
If only you hadn't left us. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to, I don't know, can you project on a bond?
You could project on a bond. I think you can do. I know you can do that. I just didn't know if you could do it at that amount of loss in one roll. So you would have the choice, Agent Mignon, before losing complete control to project on a bond.
No, I like the way this is going in the story.
Okay.
I'm not thinking about any of my family right now. So
I would say that what you've conveyed is certainly fine. I would say that the rest of you would see Agent Mignon look and go up to the painting like he did, and you see just all of the color just leave his face in one fell swoop, and is visibly shaken. Like perspiration starts on the forehead, and he runs out of the restaurant, grabbing his papers in his hand and squishing them. And then Agent Mignon, I think when you hit the street, you're gonna probably upchuck all the meat you just ate.
it hurts. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a good. I was eating it so fast.
A good 40, $50 right out on the New York street. Let's get it there.
Oh,
along
$50
with your
it must be the mid 90s.
Oh, filthy.
Yeah, it's probably $35, $40 at this point, and all your beer to go, and
Filthy.
probably get some on those sheets too, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's all over me. I have to make a wardrobe change maybe next session. I have more vests, don't worry. So
What do the rest of you do that Agent Mignon is now out in the street?
I think we might call it for the evening.
Yeah. Just kind of, look at him with like
Not
sympathy
as
and
players,
disgust.
not as characters.
Yeah.
All right.
That's cool with you.
I'd love to leave at a better spot, but I guess this will do.
Oh, I think this is
that's
great
perfect.
This is a great spot. Are you kidding me?
He went temporarily
That's
insane
great.
and heaved.
The last thing
Yeah.
you see is you see me cross the street, and I put my back against the wall, and I literally like slide down the wall, almost like passing out from exhaustion, from just the stress of this. So I'm literally like leaning against the wall, hands and arms just sitting on the side of the street, across the
That's
street,
excellent.
with the papers all crumpled in my hand and throw up down in the front of me.
I think that's a good
So,
place to stop for sure.
That's a great place to stop.
Awesome. Good session.
Thank you all. This was sweet.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
This has been a Litterbox Studio production.